Good, how are you?
I didn't trip up the steps this time, so I'm good.
I did twice today.
Did you? Oh, that makes me feel better.
All right, thank you for joining us, everyone, today for Holy Cross's press conference. We're joined by head coach Maureen Maggerty, Addison Cross, and Simone Foreman. The way we'll do this is we'll take an opening statement from Coach, then we'll do questions from Addison and Simone, and then we'll dismiss them and do questions for Coach. We have one mic holder here, so just raise your hand and I'll call on you to ask questions. Please say your full name and affiliation before asking a question. And yeah, so Coach, if you could please start us with an opening statement.
Sure. Yeah, I'm really proud of my team today. I thought, obviously it was a tough beginning of the game, and Maryland just did a great job with their pressure, which, we have been preparing for, but it's hard to prepare and simulate what they do. I'm really proud of how we, responded and kind of figured it out in that second quarter and were able to score. But, credit to Maryland, obviously. They're an incredible team, so well coached, so deep, and just so long. And, I really wish them, so much luck throughout the rest of the season and the tournament. But I'm just so proud of this group. It's been a really fun year and just such a great family, feel. Anybody can step up. Every single game we've had different people step up and really take over. So it's just a really special group. And obviously I'm really sad that it's over, because it's just one of those years that you just never want it to end.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take questions for Simone and Addison. Please address who you're asking them to. We'll start here in the front.
Hi, for Addison. My name is Dylan Manfrey for Testudo Times. The accumulation of the turnovers earlier in the game, was that attributed to just Maryland reading the passing lanes, or bad passes on your guys' end, or poor communication? Just curious of your assessment.
Yeah, I think in the first half, their press and their pressure really got to us. I think, in the Patriot League, we're not really used to seeing that and that type of athleticism. So I think for us, they really just sped us up, and that led to careless turnovers on our part. So yeah, definitely, that was definitely hard to prepare for. So it is what it is.
Olivia on this end.
Olivia Janik with the Diamondback. For Simone, you guys were really able to kind of hit Maryland hard in the third quarter, tying them with 20 points each. What did you see going into the half that you were able to either exploit from their defense, or just kind of getting used to how they played?
I think 100% driving on them. I felt like, especially in the second quarter, when we were able to get off the dribble and to get into the paint, and especially like a pump fake, or just using our speed, or just using like our first step to get ahead of them, I feel like that we could really exploit them on that, and like try and draw in a foul, or try to draw them in and get a kick out. And I felt like, especially in the third and fourth quarter, we were really good at doing that, and I felt like that really showed with tying them in the points. But I think that was definitely one thing, trying to get into the paint and like trying to drive in instead of just taking really quick shots.
Anyone else have questions for the student athletes? All right, thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, if you have a question for Coach, please raise your hand. Kareem?
Hey, Maureen. Kareem Copeland, in the Washington Post. I wanted to ask also about their defense. Like you said, it's hard to prepare for, but trying to read where to move the ball, especially kind of against that press and some of that early pressure. I'm just curious, what would you have liked to have done a little bit better? I don't know if it was just them being so long that they were in passing lanes, or if you guys could have made some better decisions on where to move the ball.
Yeah, I think once we adjusted to our press break, by the time we got it over half court, we just were holding the ball too long, and I thought we just needed to reverse the ball, get more movement, especially on our weak side. And then obviously in the second half they switched to a lot of zone too. So just the changing of the defenses, they did a great job. And their length, I think on the perimeter especially, you look at the size difference between our guards and their guards, which is hard for our guards. I thought to just see the passing lanes and just to be able to they're just shorter than them. So they just did a really nice job, I thought, of just kind of taking us out of any sort of a flow or tempo we wanted to. And our offense has helped and has really picked up the last week or so in the Patriot League tournament, just moving and our movement and our back cuts, and especially out of those switches, we were ready for it and prepared for it. But again, it's hard to simulate that.
In the
Hey,
front
Coach.
right here.
Hey, Coach. Stillman for Testudo Times. Third quarter, you guys evened them out at 20. Fourth quarter, they outscored you guys by 1. Obviously your offense was, clicking there, even though you were in like a heavy deficit at that point. What do you think changed for your offense to allow it to, just pick up the pace and really, I guess, replicate what you've seen in the Patriot League tournament?
Yeah, I think we just were starting to play with more confidence. Weren't playing as tight, and it's the NCAA tournament. It's our first time here. We have a really young group, playing a lot of freshmen especially, but I could just tell they were just starting to ease into it a little bit more, and we're finally making some shots. I mean, those first couple minutes, we were getting decent looks. They just weren't falling for us, and that you know how that goes. It just kind of gets into your head and starting to play too tight. So, and then I just think with the changing defenses too, I think we've seen some zone, and I thought that we were pretty comfortable with that, and I thought we moved the ball pretty well against the zone.
Anything else for Coach? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.